Yeah.
Sure. Right.
Okay. You're also people who say they don't want to.
And then she's kind of great summer.
Yeah.
Can't seem to find you, Brian, in that.
He's hiding. Good. We don't want to be.
I gotcha. Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
All right. When we go up. But we use blue line. United States of America. Blue Republic, which is stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Make a motion on the minutes of April 30, 2024.
Second.
All in favor? Yeah. All right, the quotes for the roof.
Yeah.
So that can't ramp up underneath the roof. You can't start at ground level from the parking lot and then ramp up to the door under the roof.
That's, I don't know for sure about that. We talked about that once.
It's like this now. All they want to do is extend it. And be done. You see the ramp straight, yeah.
Yeah, if like with a door, you're facing the door. You at the edge of your roof, standing in front of the doors.
Yeah.
You can't start at ground level and ramp up to the door stool.
No, you have to have a 4 foot flat area. And you don't have it at this pitch, do it. 1 inch per foot. Pitch. Yeah. So you got.
You can't use a flat area inside the.
No.
They have to be sitting there
Yeah.
before they open the door. But I did talk with Willie today, before you make the decision on whatever. He got these quotes. And they're quite different. In other words, there weren't any bid, no specs put out for people to bid on. So that each one of these is quite a bit different, and he's getting another one from Kyle York, I think he said.
He talked to Kyle again, because he's got this vision. Of cutting back into this roof. And moving the peak over here. And then having it across. Well, my feeling is. I don't want to spend a lot of money yet. When they're gonna go and rehab that building anyway. Down the road.
Well, I mentioned that to him, and another thing that he brought up, which really kind of makes sense to me, is when the town gets through with shock of paying for the new fire station, it's gonna be a while before they decide to. At least that's my opinion. I mean, I can't speak for the town.
Yeah.
As far as asking for another grant for that kind of money.
And can I say something else? If you look at where the snow goes right now, and if you push it a little bit further, it's actually gonna be on the wood part of the building and not on the brick. So if it piles up at all, it's gonna end up leaning against wood, where right now it's built all the way up brick where it's at. So if you can get it out of the driveway further away from the building, you have less of a chance of it further decaying the building.
Okay.
Could the ramp be in the front where the concrete's chopped up now?
There is gonna be one out there. I don't know why we have to have two,
Oh,
especially on.
We'll come to that one in a minute.
I don't think there's gonna be any issues in getting grants or funding for that.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
I don't think once you get one done, yeah, you're gonna have no problem again. And you're just gonna sit there and write grants, I mean, that's all.
You know,
Even myself, I really don't wanna spend a lot of money on something that's gonna be
Gonna
going on
change.
anyways.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I really just need a basic roof there for now. Get it so,
If we can get it to satisfy the ADA or whatever, that's
Right.
probably good enough, cause
I mean,
like I say, I don't see the sense in having. Why we need handicap ramps on both front and side of the building.
it's always had it that way.
Yeah.
The other one's in front of us.
Without-
To compensate with ADA, all you have to do is rain gutter it. All, in all honesty, keep shoveling. Because when they leave there, to get to the car, they're still gonna be in the rain,
Right,
you know, so it's just
Well,
solid
matter-
material, water landing on, that's all you're trying.
yeah, and the big puddle right there, it's gonna be always a problem.
Yeah. So I mean, I would go with the system Kyle put up and that way it's just gonna be, it's gonna shut off and. I mean, the worst thing to do is go with the black bug loader and take the load of snow out.
You do have something to say, Cliff? Tuck your hand up for a minute, so.
Yeah, for a second. Still thinking. Hold
I don't know how long they're gonna be, I'm not gonna be here to show them next year. It's gonna be their job, not mine.
It is their job, it's not mine. I did that 40 years, no.
I don't understand why you're trying to, like hack this a little bit when it's an issue. Why don't we fix it? If it get fixed,
Because it's gonna.
I don't know what the building, I don't know what y'all have planned for the building, but I mean, this is an issue. So let's fix it,
Yeah, that's what we wanted to fix it.
but what are the votes do y'all have? What are we arguing about?
From 5,000 to 18,000.
Well, you pick one yet?
I know the one I want, but
Well, see, that's the trouble, we don't. Every time we put votes out, we don't get an answer.
You
And it's
need,
hard on me, it's hard on Willie, it's hard on Cindy, it's hard on, you know.
well, I'll tell you one thing. When you put something out to bid, you should have some kind of bid. So that everybody's bidding on the same thing. Not running from $2,800 up to 18,000, there's quite a difference.
Well,
They're not doing the same job, obviously.
So what do we put a bid spec together so they have it?
so what's the bid, what do you want for a bid spec?
What do you want for a roof? That's where you gotta start. Somebody's gotta look at it and say, this is what you need, and give you
We
an idea.
came out and this is what Willie and I said, this is what we want, this is what we should have to make sure this is not happening, and that's what these guys give us.
We're asking, how can you put a bid out without a spec?
every one of these is different, so how can you have done that? That doesn't even sound right.
Does it,
Because they're,
Well, how do you put a bid out when you're doing asphalt?
I'll tell you how.
Well,
you
when
do
you're
it.
building a bridge, when you're doing whatever.
so many feet, it's so thick and so
Well,
coarse.
there's two different.
Let's go back to asphalt for just a minute. If you had Charlie come in here. And he'd measure up, let's say Old County, you wanna do a mile. He'll measure that up, he'll tell you what it's gonna cost. And then you can take that quote and you can send it out to bid. They've done it for years, so I know they'll do it.
Right.
And then they're all bidding on the exact same thing, same square footage, exactly.
Right.
Not saying, and you know, you gotta put in that bid spec that you want a shim and a 1-inch overlay or whatever you're gonna do. And a 2-foot shoulder on it afterward, it should be on there. That's how you do it.
Okay, you're talking about a road, right?
Right,
That's 20 foot by 19 or whatever, by a mile long.
right.
We're talking about a roof, Frank, that's angled this way, this way, this way, so there's 18,000 ways that you can build this roof. It's not like a road.
Yeah, but if
You getting what I'm saying?
yeah, if you're gonna, but what I'm saying is, if you're gonna put, you know, you wanna change the roof somehow. So you figure out, well, at least what I would do if I was totally in charge of that, is I'd call some contractor. Get them in there, get some ideas from them. And if I like their ideas, that's what I'd go with.
So we just called, we have 3 contractors. That you got bids for, so what kind of contractor do you want?
They're all different.
Are
They're all different.
they all the
Well, that gives
same?
you an idea.
What kind of contractor do you want to come in here?
It's just like when you build a house, you give them the plan, you say, how much it's gonna cost me to build a house, right? You don't just,
So you guys want us to bring a contractor in to build this roof? That's
If
just,
they can build it for five,
Talk to Kyle and see what he.
if they can build it for 5,000, they charge us 18, that's what we've gotta figure out. We've gotta know where the money's going for what.
um,
Well, the only thing, I'm just gonna make this real simple. The only, when you should never put anything out to bid until you know what you want.
we didn't put it up to bid. We got quotes.
Well, so you got, yeah,
These are all quotes, not bids.
okay,
Now you got quotes, now we'll put it up to bid, right?
Once you get this, what you want.
Yeah, how we want it done.
These are quotes. I must be misunderstanding something here because,
well, it sounded like it, was trying to come to a decision on which one of these we was gonna pick.
well, if you wanna put it out to bid, now you take these and now you can get it out. And these three contractors or however many is in there can say, okay, do I lessen it, do I?
If we
add
don't,
to
for
it?
Kyle,
We haven't got, he hasn't got it, he's talked to him, but he hasn't got a quote from him yet.
Well, he's got one quote in from before.
Yeah, but then I guess they changed.
well,
it.
as long as it goes to bid, he puts in a bid, that's. He was, when we did the wall, he was reasonable, very reasonable.
Kyle's reasonable, I mean, his tax bill's here too.
Yeah.
Well, all right, now let's go to that ramp,
Which one you talking?
the one in front of the building. For time and purpose. If they had leveled it, get it graded. And ready, prepped, and put haunches on the outside wall. That can be done next week, if not here. If, we don't know when it'll be done, if we do it with asphalt.
Well, Cliff told me today that. What's his name?
Charlie.
Charlie said he wouldn't be until sometime.
Amazing. Traffic stopped the other day, and said, what are we doing? I said, somebody did asphalt, I said, I'm against asphalt, it's gonna heave, it's gonna move.
And no matter what you put down, if you ain't got a good base, it's gonna.
Oh, yeah, but concrete.
Why is asphalt and the ramp gonna heave and move?
It does, you look at it, any sidewalk around, look, and you can't walk down the asphalt sidewalk 5 years later. They just don't hold up,
It's not a sidewalk, it's a ramp,
same thing.
and it's under. I'm just trying to save y'all money.
Yeah, but you gotta
You're
look,
talking about a sidewalk that's going down the side of the road, it's heaving and stuff.
If we do it in cement, that'll be even for.
So that
when they
was the
redo
same
the
thing,
road.
because I just pulled it out, it was heaved and it was broken up.
it was put in 1964. Right,
Now,
your
you can
paper won't be there that long,
say what?
your paper won't be there that long.
And see, that's another thing I wanna talk about is, I'm trying to do stuff. And you guys can't talk to each other, and I'm trying to make decisions, and I can't because. I'm listening to you and him and him.
You got, let me stop you right there for just a second. When you come up with a plan, an idea, bring it right here. Don't talk to him, don't talk to me, don't talk to him. Bring it right here to this meeting, and then we can all have some input on it.
Well, that's what I'm doing right now,
Yeah, I understand, I appreciate that. But I'm just,
because. If I have a plan to do something. And I do it. And then he's got an issue with it, you got an issue with it, and John's got an issue with it. And then it makes me feel like I'm not doing my damn job. Because you guys don't talk and give me an idea of what we need to do.
that's why I
Understand what I'm
said,
saying?
we gotta do a little more talking right here during the meetings.
Yeah, all the ideas that any one of us bring to you really needs to come to for the decision. We give you ideas, it's up to you how you wanna do it. Huh? If I come to you with an idea, you think it over and however you wanna act, then you bring it to the board in a meeting.
There's something giving me the ideas about doing this, that, and the other. But I can't go with that idea because you guys can't talk.
You bring an idea to this board and we can go.
Yeah,
That's, I'm just trying to get
But
this
when
straightened out.
when you. If I bring the idea up, when do you all talk about it, so we can get an answer within a day or two, or maybe a week?
If it's gotta be quick, then you bring it to her and she'll contact all three of us.
We can look at it before the meeting and then,
Right. If you can't wait for the meeting. You bring it to her and she'll contact us to separately so that we can agree.
So what's the selectmen agreeing about doing that?
bring hand,
Oh, sorry about that. Is it what it is?
just blur it out.
I'm just used to being a mother voice, so. No, when you guys gonna make a decision, whether you're gonna asphalt, concrete, how you want it, just make the decision and we'll go with it, you know?
Right. That's why we're discussing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you just brought it up.
Right,
Yeah,
it seems like-
that's what happened, and then, no matter what we do, it's gonna be wrong, as you can see already,
Well, you're the selectman, you're in charge,
and that's the way it's gonna be.
yeah, so make decisions.
Yeah.
We can have a final decision on what happens.
Yeah, you know,
So make-
it's up to you, guys. What do you think, but I mean, that's, I think time is the essence of that thing. You know, to get that ramp done, with all the other stuff's going on.
Let's get it done in cement, and then that'll give us time for the other one, right? I think we ought to go in cement.
I agree.
Call traffic,
Oh,
traffic. Cause he said he'd do it the end of this week, you'd get it ready,
you sure about that?
that's what he said to me the other day.
Well, see, that's why I took my
Yes.
Friday and tore that cement up, because traffic was supposed to pour it when he poured this, but that didn't happen, because traffic said he didn't know nothing about
Right, Willie was supposed to talk to him, you didn't talk to him, neither one of you talked.
I think,
it. Say what?
Said, he said to me that Willie was supposed to talk, I told him Willie was supposed to talk to him, you were supposed to talk.
You called me about tearing that up, I called traffic, he said he knew nothing about
Well, if you talk to him, that's what he can know, right? But he knows now, he's willing to do it.
sounds like to me, Cliff, but
it.
he's
This communication, that's what it is.
yeah, he's willing to do it, but you gotta prep it. So it's gotta be ready to pour, in other words, not just the concrete door out.
No, that's fine, I can do that, but when it was happening 2 weeks ago,
Yeah, I understand.
it's, you know. The communication around here is junk,
Horrible, say the least.
you know. I was in the army, you know, shoot, move, and communicate, but to communicate. We can shoot and move, but communication is gone.
Can you fix the speed bump on, Dugway?
On where?
On Dugway,
Which one? There's two,
one just the side of Al's house.
there's two, you didn't get the other one?
The other one's fine, the other one's fine. I'm watching the dump truck off the other one.
Well, that's what happens when you drive an air ride truck.
Yeah,
Slow down.
I am.
Slow down and you will have to,
I'm doing 25, and I'm still getting there with it.
some air off that seat.
What else you got?
You gotta,
You will first one was.
okay, so we're moving on to that now.
Do you wanna go to the adjourn one yet?
Yeah, we can't go down here, no, not yet. I've got another thing we're gonna be arguing about, I'm sure. This is the first I knew about this, getting a quote for doing the Farnsworth Road, at the same time we got a quote for over here to the community center. My opinion, I want everybody to know that I don't like the idea of doing that work on Farnsworth Road, because we got too many miles of roads that's already surface that needs resurfacing to start adding on, to, especially for this kind of money. I know it's costs a lot to do it, but and I don't, that's one reason. And the second reason is I don't think Farnsworth Road, the base is ready for it. You're gonna end up with the same problem you got right down on Burke. Right there by, right in that corner where that guy that you know, Rich Bangers. That it's all breaking up.
Yeah.
It's soft underneath and it's pretty easy to see.
The pavement's breaking up where they just done it?
Yeah.
Wow.
You got some other problems too, but the guy Charlie that does the estimates told Cliff that he's gonna take care of it. But my point is, this one quote, I hate to see this go forward, that's all I'm saying. I wanted to check to see how much money we got left in paving today, but no one's in that office, so I couldn't. That's gonna take a big chunk out of it. And we got, like I already told Cliff once, I asked him right during the meeting how far he was gonna pave on, or where he's paving, he told me Old County Road and Sam Brown Hill Road. And the section of Old County Road is from the bridge up to Sam Brown Hill Road. And from Sam Brown Hill Road up to at least to the top of the hill is in desperate need of a resurface.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like I said, I don't know how much money we got left to spend. And then if you wanna go over on Porter Road, which was like 17 years ago, that was paved. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That, there's a couple places on that where they're going right through the pavement, you know, right through the top couple of layers of pavement. You can't keep letting that go like that. I know we got behind because of, I guess, I don't know if the pandemic had anything to do with it or not, but paving is crazy now to get somebody in here. They're really not focused on the small job. They're looking for big.
They just ought to extend the apron a little bit.
Well, it says here,
That goes all the way to Ernie's.
2,150 feet.
Yes. Interesting to. Almost Dickies, I know what that road is there.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, we get a break up. I know last year you said all the way to the top of the hill and it's home. That hill,
Why, I just got a quote,
yeah,
cause I knew that it probably wasn't gonna happen anyway. Cause I'm with Frank, it needs, you know, we had a lot of paved roads, it needs to be
fix the other one, all the
fixed other than these dirt roads.
All that section right there in front of Ronnie's house is all rutted up just a little while ago. They put gravel on it, you know, smoothed it out, but that tells that basically soft.
Hmm.
You put pavement on it, you gotta have something under it. If you don't, it's gonna.
but that was always, even when it was dirt, it was always the last place to hide now.
Right. So it's something to think about. I know if you come in and build road right, it's very
Lot of
expensive,
money.
lot of money. But maintaining the gravel road's a whole lot cheaper than a paved road that's not, you know, this, at the base isn't it? So with that said, I'm still gonna look and see how much money we got and try to make some, you know, recommendations or talk with Cliff and try to work some things out. I'm not trying to do his job, but I'm trying to help him. That's all I'm saying.
What else?
All right, that's much of that. I guess we got that.
Right.
What?
Just a quick question. Did you say that the community center parking lot was going to be paved?
Well, they got a quote for it. I didn't say it was gonna. They got a quote for just the circle in the front, the way I understand it, right, Cliff? Is that,
That goes from the circle on the front and then down towards where it stops anyway. Till it turns to dirt. But it's not gonna be in the front. With it,
You're on this side?
good handicap's gonna be on this side of it.
That's 30,000.
yeah. Any paving you do is not gonna be cheap.
No.
I know we just paved the parking lot at the church I go to, and that was $26,000.
I just got to do 2 new quotes for the 2 different other people, I haven't got them back yet, so. It's gonna be more cheaper, or.
Yeah.
Asphalt's not cheap nowadays.
No, neither is labor.
Oiled up asphalt up.
That happened to my, all right. Well, we got the assessment from the school for Well, we got all the towns listed here, but one of we're concerned about Brownfield. This year is $2,108,492. That's what our portion of the school bills. But you might wanna go to the meeting, I don't know, I've been to the meeting, I don't really see that it's. I hate to say this, but the school board. Puts the time into figuring the budget, how are you gonna step in there and cut it or whatever, because you don't know anything about it. I think that, personally, I think they do a good job, but it is a lot of money.
And it's up from what, 1.9,
Yeah.
1.99,
Okay.
right? So it's not up a lot.
Not up that much, no. $100,000.
That's not bad.
I mean, that's a lot of money, but
If people can make the budget presentation at Brownfield Denmark School, May 16th, Alvina put it on the website. But it's a good time to ask questions of the superintendent. He's there specifically for Brownfield. So if he can get there, 6:30, May 16th. But you're right, Frank, it's a lot of money, but the original budget came in even higher, and we asked him to go back and cut, and he did. And last year it actually went down, but that was because there was a lot of federal help with various programs, which we lost this year. But that'd be a good time to get answers to any questions.
sure. And we have an email. Oh, it has to do with that land that guy wants the town to take over down off of Plantation Line. And there's no access to it evidently. I don't know, have we actually made a decision that we're going to or not going to take it? No, well, I think. It sounds like we need to, he's questioning the assessors because. You know, he wants us to take it because they're assessing him. But he owes back taxes too, so there's a little issue there that needs to be taken care of, I guess. I mean, it's not simple. He just. So,
He may dump it on us anyways.
yeah, well, that's true.
Really?
Was that a piece that we could maybe get the word out to the community as possibly used for a green space?
It's pretty much a swamp, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But like for habitats, like
Yep.
our part of our natural resources, we could bring like the community center, the kids down there field trips. We could put like a story walk through there and whatnot. Put a story.
Well, it's my understanding, don't hold me to this, but the people in Plantation. Lane or whatever they call it. Really don't want people down there.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be, that's gonna be an issue. You know, if you go down there and ask anybody, they'll tell you there's no right of way.
I'm wondering if we could speak with the association and see if we could work something out where if it's through the community center, they reach out to them, let them know these dates that we're coming down now. So it could be a community forest that doesn't get access
run
by
that now.
anybody else.
Do you have any idea who's the head of the association?
Might be my brother,
Oh, Pete.
possibly. I'm not sure who's the president at the moment.
I'd be willing to talk to him.
I know there was a woman that showed up here, was quite upset that people were using the right of way.
Yeah,
Using the plantation.
right.
So some people with like four-wheelers and from out of town and stuff that zip around, that's where it usually ends up being.
Right.
There's a tracks board of that on the back side.
Look at the beginning.
I think it almost abuts the dump and then goes up over the tracks and you can get to that land. But I don't 100% now. Tax maps aren't 100% right.
No, that's right.
Well, but if it went through the dump, the transfer station, we probably could do something.
It goes right along the opposite side of 10 miles than what the transfer station is.
I think we could figure something out if we come together as a community, and I think we could make something work out over there. Make it work out for everybody.
Well, I'll be willing to talk with Pete, find out if he's not the head of it, who is or whatever, and talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll reach out to them then.
And maybe then we can get a little more clear information of whether or not we even want.
Yeah,
My first thought was, yeah, it'd be nice, like you said, to have open space. But if there's no way to get to it,
yeah. I just hate to throw the baby out with the bathwater, you know?
the only people that's gonna benefit from it, are people down there. In the plantation ponds,
Yeah.
so that's not,
Foresee the security of the forest too, you know, like nobody's sorry a private way, so nobody could go down there. Ethically or reasonably without, well, paying it with the community center, you know? Yeah,
well, that's another
reach out.
thing, just you saying that right there brings up the question of. What about if they don't want you using the road? You know what I mean?
Right.
It is a private road and they have to maintain it, so I can understand why they don't want extra traffic on it.
There'd be hiking trails like with, where you could hunt and everything all the way.
Oh, don't mention that, you'll never.
Well, the railroad tracks belongs to the state of Maine. So if you did access to the transfer station,
Yeah,
yeah, and then over, you could make access.
Yeah.
Because the walking trail is gonna be right there. So you
well, that's true.
could do something there.
Something to think about.
Do a little circle walk out back.
Yeah. Separate parking area.
Make sure our wildlife have a good habitat and everything, you know?
I'd be all for the town owning, to be honest. We'll see what happens, I'll talk with him. But that, I didn't think about that getting in that way.
Yeah,
We'll have to make a parking lot in the transfer station.
you put second driveway in, one is separate that could be open during the day, just so
To
that,
go right into that field.
yeah,
It will still wouldn't be able.
yeah.
What else?
I thought you weren't supposed to be able to sell a landlocked property. There's supposed to be a right of way somewheres to get to that property.
There always ends up being one, once you go to court,
Yes.
how much you wanna pay.
Yep. Yes,
Behind the transfer station, I mean, behind the down garage.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you guys had one up there and finally got it to sell to somebody that owned about property, but that's why I was.
Yeah.
Thought it was illegal to sell it, where you could get to it.
A lot of times I find it in title searches and stuff, go back through the deeds and.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah,
A lot of times I can find one.
well, let me talk with Pete first.
Yeah.
It might be a lot easier than what we're thinking.
Yes, he would, yeah.
All right, and Southern Maine Regional Planning has sent up a letter basically telling us how understaffed they're gonna be. Things are gonna be slow, so planning board might wanna get aware of that. And this is a paper for us to sign if we want to, or not just sign, but to nominate somebody for the has to do with MMA, you know, it's,
Legislative policy.
Oh, yeah.
For the what?
Legislative Policy Committee.
you wanna read through it, I understand, but there's quite a lot of reading.
I'm good. Not enough room up here for it.
Alright. Then we have an email from Cindy Walker. Basically requesting for that Spirit of America plaque, or whatever you wanna call it, recognition for Jess Davis for doing, you know, the work in the cemetery. We've already agreed on one, so I don't know how that works.
Yeah, we think we will, see.
Just want you to know that she's made that request. And then we got an email from Aaron Weston for changing our tax maps, I guess, but updating them to what do you call it? For like a GIS format. I guess a lot of towns have done it already, like if you, like I have on my phone, I have Onyx hunting.
Mhm.
And I can tell, you know, like who owns a piece of property. Well, in Brownfield, you can see the property line, but you don't know who owns it because we're not in the system, I guess.
There is one of them, I don't know which one it is, some of the snowmobile people have, that tells you the land.
Yeah,
there's quite a lot more money, but I was thinking if it will save money in the long run. The assessors or planners or whoever uses the maps, rather than have to go shuffle all through them, if it's in a program, they can just bring it up.
yeah,
If it saves us money in doing that.
That's usually, lawyers and, real estate people.
Especially them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the extra expense is beneficial to us or?
But how, what Porter has for a program, but I do know if I go into the Porter page and I punch in an address or a name, they'll tell me where they own in town. I don't know if it's that on its program or not,
I
but
don't think it's on it. I think they are part of that mapping.
Let's call a couple of towns, see if it's working.
I love it because when I get an ACO column, I can verify where the person is.
Yep.
I love it.
Tell, you know, give you a name and address and everything.
so I think we're all in agreement that we ought to look into it.
Well, I think it's a great program, but it's just if we can justify the extra cost.
Yeah, whether it is extra or not, you know, if you update the other way, it might be close to the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
Alright, now here's an interesting one here. We got an email from R.H.R. Smith. For, to do, you know, concerning our yearly audit.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
What year is this one on?
this would be for the, is it 21 and 22, right?
22 and 23, I do believe.
Says it.
We've got to take that up with Wanda, don't we?
I've got correspondence with Frank. I suggest that you wait for Wanda to come back before you get into conversation, so you can talk to Wanda.
Alright,
Because
We'll learn more about it.
I mean, I went back and forth with Ron today and, you know, we just really need to have answers from Wanda before we can talk about it intelligently.
okay. This would stick it over that.
She will be back tomorrow. I understand that.
That's what you have from them. Alright, and we have an email from. What's his name, Matt
That was a carryover from
Randall?
last week. He has not gotten back to me yet.
Alright, well, this, I already went through this email last week, whatever.
Yes.
We haven't got an answer from him, I guess, from the. What his recommendations are, is that what we're looking for?
Correct.
Or what, whether or not he's even gonna give any,
What he qualified as a farmer, I do believe was.
Right.
the-
I know all that handles is manure runoff, so.
alright, then. The planning board has provided us with, I don't even see that. These papers, I think they looked like they're going
You've
before,
already signed them, but nobody else did. It's-
oh, they put them articles in the town warrant. Yes, yeah, I think that you wanna read through them, but. I think they've had public hearings and all that, so people should know what they have by now. I'm not gonna spend no money reading through them. But I did sign it. Whether, that's totally up to you guys, what you want. You know what we're talking about?
Um. I did get some clarification on the front. It's anything, if it's not, we use, Pascagoula. The guy has his driveway. The lots are off of his driveway. They don't have right of ways in the lots.
It's in there is not a right of way to their lot.
Right.
So,
So. I don't understand how they can build to building permit, being that. I have no idea, it's a tough one, and that doesn't address that situation. I mean, I guess we can sign it, and let the people decide. I mean,
well, I don't know all the details of it, but if we sign this and they pass it and it doesn't cover that, it still doesn't affect this right here, does it?
no, they gotta figure out their own thing.
I mean, that's another issue, you can't, in other words.
Yeah.
These, changes to the. That doesn't necessarily cover everything now. What I'm trying to say is. Cause you never know what might come up, just like that right there, who would ever think it, you know?
And he wants to build another house in there. So I don't know how, but right now it's all family. So I don't know how that's gonna work. It really, when you go to buy that house later and you're not family,
Alright,
you know.
how you gonna get in there, right? I don't know, I think that's something that would have to be put in the deed. You know, you gotta.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
People.
There's another one too. There's two,
Hey.
two articles there to
Oh,
be.
that's one, right?
That's right, you only ask for one. Must be the one on these kids.
One, Brownfield land use ordinance regarding dimensional requirements, and the other is for accessory dwelling units.
Oh, so they do have an ordinance in there for the access, but it doesn't cover that particular
Right.
situation.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you don't want to sign this. I think that's it. I do, wait a minute, I do have a couple other things I wanna, I got my notebook. Could be dangerous.
It's like a lawyer.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember anything, that's all I got. But to do we already covered one, the paving, I wanted to give my opinion on the. Spending that money on that road and not on some other place.
Well, we do have something.
And then Willie wanted me to ask about painting, I guess. Last year, I haven't looked in the warrant, but he upped the maintenance on the building over there. The reason it was increased was because they anticipated painting. He wants to know what to do, I guess, I mean, who,
Actually, do we have community paint day?
yeah,
You know, paint the bottom part of the patient, but paint the high part, paint the high part. We have community paint day, see, get 20 people show up and paint everything from 10 feet down. I think you did it pretty, I think a lot of people show up, I think you would.
yeah. And then we also talked about the roof, but we haven't made a decision on that because we're gonna get another quote, right? I just wanted to make sure I understand what's going on.
Yep.
And then I got one other question, and it's not a complaint. I'm gonna let that know right off quick, but do you have anything in your schedule to cover patching in some of the places where, you know, you had shoulders wash out and you repaired the shoulder, but the pavement still got a big hole there? No, I mean, it's not dangerous or anything, but it has never been patched back in.
Right.
I mean, I can name off 2 or 3 roads that's got that problem, so.
I'll keep my waist and probably match shoulders.
Yeah, okay, that's all I'm asking, if you had it on your schedule. Okay. I will be talking.
Transfer station. We got an issue with the mine down there. Gas register. I guess it's computerized. There's only one person who knows how to change that.
I think we need, I talked to
Well, what I'm
LB,
getting at is that one person that knows how to do that should be there Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday, not one day, and let the other guys go. So if he's gonna not be there then 3 days, then he either needs to move on or come back on for 3 days. That's what I'm getting. I don't want the guy to lose his job, but he's only there one day.
Can you show somebody else how to do it?
No,
I think the whole, as I understand it, the machine malfunctioned. As I understand it, and it's been, well, I don't know how old it is. I was talking with Alvina about it and. I remember when we had the register, of course, this was 20, 40 years ago. We had a person that would come in when it malfunctioned or something broke and they'd fix it. And I was wondering if there was a plan under the ones that do the copier, if they do registers.
They are coming here tomorrow because our printer copier is not working right. And so I was going to ask them. But we also had a discussion today, I believe Cliff was here, about going back to the receipt, handwritten receipt book,
Yeah.
because that doesn't mess up and Michelle can have it and it would match her figures.
but what I was getting at, if you've got somebody that's in charge of something that's not there 2 or 3 days, then why are they in charge?
Does he know that he's in charge? I'm asking because he's told me a couple of times, we need a foreman down.
I oversee it,
Right,
but Joe does the money, does the accounts, because I don't know what they take in. I can't be down there 24/7. I'm pretty sure Frank wasn't down there 24/7 when he was here.
Well, I kept a pretty close eye on, I can put it
Well, I
that.
understand it.
In all the time I've been here, I've felt that there's tension between the two. That I don't know if we all need to sit down and iron things out or put everything on the table or.
Between who? Tension between who?
Be the whole crew, everybody involved.
Public work.
That's no tension, right?
All right.
What do you feel about it? I've known Richard for years and I know Noble, I know Joe. I'm just not being able, but somebody, if they're in charge down there, they need to be capable of taking care of cash register and be there 24/7 or not be there at all. He's there one day.
Why would you only have one person handling a register? If he's sick or out, there's gotta be somebody else to do it.
Gotta ask the select board, they're the one.
What? Why? If county sergeant malfunctions, why can't they use, you know, handwritten stuff until they get it fixed? And then go back, you know what I'm saying? Don't make it more complicated than it
Like
is.
we talked about today. Or 20 years ago, don't fix it.
It's worked right before.
It's quicker. It's a handwritten than this.
Yeah,
Do you wanna grab the, cash register tomorrow morning and get it here, so when they get here, they can look at it, see if anything can be, wanna touch?
did you get, oh, not today's Tuesday. Tomorrow, I guess you're going down there.
We're gonna have to bring a piece of paper and a pencil. If I take the cash register, it's gonna miss them.
You gotta have,
I'll get it. Well, one in my office.
We should have a cash box, so cash box, they put the cash in,
Cindy?
that money voice again.
Is there any way that we could get it to where like, citizens could volunteer at the transfer station to help out and learn stuff and maybe be encouraged us to look into that position in the future?
That I don't know if you can have volunteers there or not, it's
It gets into,
it's pretty,
it gets into the,
Liability.
liability.
yeah,
You gotta be an employee of some sort to,
yeah.
Try to look into something, see if there's a way to go about that.
Not earlier.
Right?
When the package trucks go down in Brownfield, is that just Brownfield, right, Solomon?
Yeah,
I just seen a couple in there and I said, I wonder if that's just.
only one I know is Wall.
city on one now.
Yeah, well, I've probably seen a couple of times, I just.
Yeah. Alright,
We're good? No,
Are we planning on doing anything about the person that's impersonating an FBI agent?
it's still in the FBI's hand, they have not thrown it away,
Okay.
they've just been busy, so they,
This week, if I'm not mistaken, he did make a concerning comment.
okay. If you could make a statement on that, a written statement, we'd appreciate that,
yeah.
thank you. Anything else? I got one, I don't, Kelly, you wanna talk to me separately, or do you wanna talk? Okay, yep,
As we.
okay,
like a motion to adjourn?
Second.
all good? Okay.
You stuff.
Have a wonderful evening.
Oh, yeah. You too.
Oh, good.
It's good that you had to speak to me this evening. I just. Person.
I don't know what day, what last week's Thursday,